Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hi, everyone. It's Shannon, co-host of Pier 54, General Hospital fan podcast. Just wanted to give a heads up that this episode was recorded on our phone in the car, so the listening quality might not be the best, but thank you so much for listening about our experience with the GH Fantasy event.
Hello! Hi! I guess welcome to the bonus episode. We don't really have an intro for this. But we are on our way home. We just wrapped up the GH Fantasy event. I'm driving. Amanda's holding the phone. We are being safe.
Always very safe.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just blown away.
If you've been wondering, is it worth it to go to the fantasy events?
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow.
So we did we got the platinum package. We got there at probably a little bit about 10.
Yeah.
But doors opened at 9:30, and we had the opportunity so they're still under COVID guidelines, so they had 3 people at a table, 2 tables between us and them, and then we did get the chance to go together, so it's not like they didn't keep us apart.
That's right. We were just a little separated.
Together forever.
Even on the bonus episodes, we had Shannon karaoke.
Oh. And then we had a little break for lunch.
Yes, it was a very nice date night for us.
It was a
date day for us.
It was a nice day out. I really enjoyed it. So what was your favorite part? So do you want to explain anything else about?
No, so you get your picture taken with them, and you have a few minutes to chat while they're signing whatever it is that you want them to sign. And then they have the break, and then you come back, and they do Q&A, and then after that was the group picture, which we did not participate in because we had already got the individual ones. So...
And they weren't individual, again, because of COVID.
Right.
But
I wonder how they decide who sits with who.
I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. So, we should probably say who was there.
I guess that would help.
Maybe.
So the one table was, I'm just going to use their character names because we know that that's what I do. Olivia, Spencer, and Nicholas.
Yes.
Which was confusing because Spencer's real name is Nicholas. So yes. I'm impressed that he could keep up with the flow of who was talking to who.
Well, it makes sense that they would put Marcus Coloma and Nicholas Chavez together because they're Nicholas and Spencer, and then Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the other table was Wes Ramsey, who's Peter,
mm-hmm.
and Lisa LoCicero, Kathleen Gati.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it makes sense that they were together. So then the other one was Donnell Turner, Curtis.
But I felt like they were both
I just made the wrong turn. I turned too soon.
That's okay. We're touring Pittsburgh. Hey.
Yep. Hi. This is a 2-part or you get multi-purpose episodes anyway.
There you go. I feel like Curtis didn't get to talk as much at the tables because of who he was sitting with. But then whenever it was Q&A on stage, he spoke more.
Yes.
So, I feel like the Q&A was my favorite part just because they weren't reserved to just answering the questions in a standard way. It felt to me that they were giving a different answer than perhaps what they just gave in Detroit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I mean, I'm sure some of them are the same because Kathleen said a couple of times, you've heard this story before, to her other castmates. But I felt like, for the most part, each one was an original answer. And they were telling stories about, this one time I blah, 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 or whatever. We won't spoil it for you. But, yeah, if you ask good questions, they have good answers.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas Chavez shared the story about how he decided to become an actor, and it was basically he practiced giving communion in his living room, and it sounds like his parents were under the impression that he wanted to be a priest, and he's like, no, I just want to stand up in front of people and get them to do what I want them to do, and I see the priest do that. So it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I mean, some people had some really good creative questions. We got to hear...
What was your favorite question that we didn't ask, that someone else thought to ask?
Let me think on that, but I feel like you have a question in mind, being that you just asked me that question.
I liked when they asked who the mentors were.
Yes.
Because I was surprised by some of those answers.
Which one were you surprised by?
I was surprised that Wes said Jason.
Steve Burton, yeah.
Yeah.
That he took him under.
Yeah. Not that I didn't think they would be friends, but because in my mind they're similar ages and have similar experience, I wouldn't see one
Laura
being
Wright and Steve Burton have been friends for years, so I would imagine he already knew Wes.
Right. So I just wouldn't have thought of them as, I don't know, to me, mentor in my mind is an older person mentoring a younger person, and Steve and Wes are close enough in age that I wouldn't see it as a mentor. But obviously,
I can see that.
Steve's been on the show for a million years, so it makes sense
And
once
Wes
he
was
said
coming
it.
onto his turf and was like, hey, we're going to be working in this dynamic together. This is our storyline.
Right.
You know, I liked that. I think that, so somebody asked, who have you not worked with that you would want to?
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because Wes mentioned that up until like the past couple months, Sonny and Peter had never been in the room. And I feel like we intellectually knew that because we had talked about the fact that he had never had a scene with Carly.
Uh-huh.
So we kind of already knew that-ish.
Right.
But it's one of those things, and they talked about it. They're like, there's so many different people, and you might be in the same room, but you've never shared a word with them.
Right. And I think going off of that, someone asked about wardrobe, and it was interesting to hear that Olivia had the same thoughts that we did on that dress when she was visiting Brooklyn in the hospital. Because I remember us saying, who would wear that? What are they doing to her?
And it's not like they explained it away by, oh my gosh, I just got here from work.
Right. I mean, that dress would have been a hot date night dress. I know it was nurse's ball, but still, that was, it was the next day. She wouldn't have still been in an outfit like that. So, I was waiting for her to talk about her wedding dress, though, because she looked amazing in that dress. I wanted her to say.
You should have stood up and asked.
I should have asked. What was her favorite outfit?
Well, we asked what they knew about the show beforehand, because I knew from listening to Stephen Bradford that Donnell had watched it, a long time ago. I didn't know that he'd he was on
it in the 80s, so.
Yeah, but he's very specific that he watched it in the 80s with, like, Luke and Laura. Oh, we should have asked him, so what's it like that Curtis and Laura have such a cute friendship?
Yes.
Because they really do.
They really do.
But so we asked, like, how many of you... But Lisa LoCicero mentioned that she grew up watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked who was familiar with the show, you know, what was your process like, and Kathleen mentioned that she always said she had never watched soap operas, but then she had this memory just, like, triggered from something of her sister making fun of her because she overheard her playing in her bedroom, being like, Alice, I love you. Oh, Henry, I love you. And so at dinner,
her sisters, like, she would be someone fun to get to know also. Yeah. I could just picture them teasing each other. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And then somehow the conversation got around to, it was the same conversation, sharing scenes with each other.
Yes.
The not sharing scenes. Donnell and Nicholas Chavez mentioned that Curtis and Spencer have not shared scenes. And so I was like, all right, so do you think Curtis is Trina's dad? Because that'll give it to you.
He did not give a good answer. He was like, that would be okay if that was happening.
I thought it was a good answer. I thought he answered it without
I knew he couldn't.
Away if he knew.
Yes, I knew he couldn't answer it even if he knew, but I wanted just a little more of a hint.
His answer was he's in a stable relationship. He has a stable income. He just bought a house with Portia, and Curtis would be ready for that change in his life. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a good answer
it wasn't a bad answer, but I felt like he could have given us a little more of a hint. I did think
he kept making fun of the fact that he hit on his
yes,
deceased brother's widow.
That was a difficult scene, was trying to chase after his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny how many people did not know that Kathleen's accent was fake.
Yes.
And it was weird hearing her talk without the accents.
But it's so crazy to hear her go in and out of it, because she would jump into it in a second. She's very, she has a theater background, but she's very theatrical.
Yes.
You know, I feel like she could put on a one-woman show.
Oh, absolutely. I think she's done that at the nurse's ball before.
Well, and we joked about it a couple weeks ago on the podcast that, that'd be funny to have a one-person podcast, but have all the different... She could do it.
She could.
And I don't think people would...
have any idea.
No. Not a bit.
We'll have to mention that to her. Have you ever thought of having a one-woman podcast?
Oh, that's right. We actually talked to Kathleen. And we're going to have something coming up.
Yay!
So, yay!
Oh, it was just a whole great day. Like, everyone was in such a good mood. Everyone that was there, you could tell, wanted to be there, and they were just as much of a GH fan as we were.
Now, I was surprised that... So we were trying to decide what to bring to have signed. And we're like, okay, we both have the scrapbook. We should just bring the scrapbook. And you had mentioned, you're like, probably everyone gets their scrapbook. And I think that's totally fair, because most people, that's a good item to get signed.
That is
100%.
a good item.
Then we joked around about, well, should we get I don't want to say joked around, tossed around the idea of maybe the travel guide to Port Charles.
Right? You did see someone with that?
I did see that. But...
most people bought shirts there and just had those shirts signed.
Yeah. There was a couple of women that I saw had tumblers that they just kept getting signed.
Yeah.
It looked like they had already had some signatures on them. And so what we did was we created poster boards of our logo for us to sign, for us to have them sign.
Right.
And we're going to keep them in our houses. Mm-hmm. So when we go up to the first table, Wes took a look at our shirts and goes, where all the crazy stuff happens, Pier 54. And, I mean, he thought it was really cool.
He did.
That, you know.
I was just impressed that he got it, like, instantly. To be like, oh, that's where all the interesting conversations, Wes. That's what happens. The
Yes.
interesting conversations.
Well, no, but that's what he said to us was, he's like, yeah, everyone's always hanging out at the pier. And he's like, that's really cool. And then Kathleen took a picture of our shirts.
Yes. That was amazing.
Within 2 seconds, she's like, do you mind if I take a picture of you? We're like, what?
Of course you can.
Sure. Why not?
Like, do you want one? We'll take it off right here. You can have it. It's okay.
We'll give it to Obrecht, and then Obrecht can just be doing whatever. It can be her night shirt for Scott.
There you go.
You know? All right.
Oh, so then when we were at the other table and Lisa saw it, she was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And then Spencer, Nicholas, not Nicholas,
Well, that one's difficult, so just stick with the character name. That's why I've just kept saying Nicholas Chavez.
There you go. So Spencer, we handed them our business cards in case they'd like to chat with us. And he was like, oh, this is so cool. And it was so sweet because it was a genuine, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
And he flipped it over, or no, someone flipped it over and was like, we'll meet you. Oh, I think it was Wes.
Yeah.
And he's like, we'll meet you at the pier. That's great. So, but you're right. They had like a genuine, oh my gosh, this is so neat. And I had the chance I was so torn if I was going to or not.
Oh, I knew you were going to.
But
You should have asked me. I would have told you.
so I had a chance to thank Lisa LoCicero for how she's been portraying Olivia walking through the autism storyline. And we both cried talking. And she held my hand.
She held your hand.
She reached across the table. We're not supposed to touch them. And she reached across the table, held my hand. And we had a bonding moment.
Yes.
And so much praise for our buddy Easton. And somebody asked about, like, what's it like? You know, does he have supports and stuff on set? And Lisa mentioned about how either mom or dad is always there, you know, but all the children do have supports, but that they, you know. And then she mentioned that both Wally and Mara, you know, are parents of autistic children.
Right.
And
she echoed what he said in our interview, being a GH is his favorite place.
Yes.
Being at work.
I
It's not
wanted
work.
to stand up
Oh,
and
me
be
too.
like, by the way, he likes it more than Disney.
Exactly. If you need to question if she's being honest, just listen to the podcast because you'll hear him say it's his favorite thing even more than Disney.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
He loves his work. He loves what he does. And she even said, she's like, he truly, truly loves his job. It's not, she was like, it's definitely not like the parents driving it. You know, it's, he wants to be there. He loves his work. And they love having him.
Mm-hmm.
So, they talked about the nurses' ball.
Yeah.
And about
it makes
the
sense,
cost.
though.
So I didn't think about that, that they have to pay. So we knew that they had to pay for songs.
Right.
I mean, we talk about it several times when...
Especially when we talk about the 80s,
Paul
they had songs all the
McCartney
time.
was being played on the jukebox right behind Prince.
Right.
You know, like, those are kind of big names.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can't even get, like, a ringtone.
Right.
She said that they have to pay per platform in perpetuity.
That's so crazy.
And how many platforms are there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's insane.
Right. Right, you don't want to spend $20,000 of your budget just on one song.
Right. And if they have... we should have asked, but what about the fact that there are so many songwriters on the show? Because Marcus is a musician.
Oh, that's
Marcus
true.
Coloma's a musician.
That's
so is
true.
James Patrick Stewart.
I wonder if they'd have to license
and William
their songs,
Lipton.
though.
But do you think that they wouldn't cut their employer a deal? I'm sure that they could come to some kind of an arrangement if William
Well, didn't they say that William Lipton wrote the one
He did.
for Joss and Oscar?
He wrote Northern Star,
Okay.
which I think was Cam's... Was it Northern Star? Northern Sky or something like that. But yeah, it was the year that Oscar died, but he did not write... Did Eden McCoy write the song that she sang for Oscar? Maybe that was William Lipton. Okay, we need to go back.
Lipton. We will have to go back.
Yeah, but William Lipton did write a song Cam sang.
Mm-hmm.
But like Marcus Coloma, there was a song that James Patrick Stewart as Valentine sang at the Nurses' Ball. That was James Patrick Stewart's song.
Yeah, we'll have to remind them of that. Call them up.
Excuse
hey.
me, do you remember that you already employ talented musicians?
Yes.
But it made sense.
It does. It did. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially some of the younger crowd, because they'd want to do current songs, and $20,000 of your budget is insane. Plus the costumes
Per
and
song.
the sets.
So,
yeah.
So that explains why they have Oyo Valet or Oikos or whatever being
Sponsoring,
the
yes.
sponsors, because they're paying for the paid advertisement on General Hospital, probably helping to balance out the cost of songs.
Right.
But I imagine, so like that would probably be 150 easy.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if the Nurses' Ball is 2-3 days long, and we have, so yeah.
Yeah. It does make me sad, though. I love the Nurses' Ball.
Yeah. Me too. But we're gonna get the Deception IPO.
Yes, we'll have the song for that.
Yes.
So hopefully Chase will sing.
Yes. And what else? Okay, so you got a chance to actually talk to Marcus and Nicholas while I was loving on Lisa. So please fill us in on... I mean, and we don't want to give away everything that we talked about.
No.
Because
Part of it was our own experience.
Yes.
That we get. And we seriously want to encourage you to go have your own experience, not
Yes.
just live through ours, even though it was amazing.
Yes.
No, I was just talking to them. They didn't know that Easton, thank you, is on the spectrum. And so whenever you were talking to Lisa about it, they were like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, we got to talk to him. And he was so proud of the fact that they sought an actor so that it was as true to life as possible. And
Yep.
yeah, they were really impressed by that. They said what a great kid he was, that he came up and interrupted them playing chess, but not like in a rude way. It was just like, hey, you're playing chess. What's this
Right.
about?
Yeah.
So they had no idea, which just makes me love the show even more, and the actors even more, that they're just a family. It's not like, oh, this is, weird or whatever.
Right.
It's, oh,
Because we
the
heard
kids
from
asking
his-
questions.
And we heard from his mom that once his diagnosis had to come out on the modeling side, that they moved him into a different category, and now he doesn't get jobs, which is just, that's a whole other thing that we could talk about that's messed up.
Right.
But that was one thing that Lisa did talk about, because I joked and said, but I was like, you guys are doing a great job, but the fact that he's gotten services so quickly is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that is not true to life. And she's like, I have mentioned that we need to bring up the fact that we are billionaires, and that's why this is working out right now.
Right.
So, thank you, Lisa.
Exactly.
But, they were just
so lovely. And it wasn't even just to us. Obviously, we enjoyed our experiences the most, but you could hear them interacting with other fans, and
Yes.
they were just as kind and courteous and excited to hear what they had to say, even though, some of the stories were probably the same stuff they hear every day of, I've listened or watched the show all this time, blah, 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 or whatever. They gave genuine time and attention to every person that came. And at the end, thanked everyone sincerely.
And what impressed me, not the most, because I feel like each area, like there was something the whole way around.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, they do a raffle.
Yes.
So they do a raffle, and there was a group of women up in the front, and I actually didn't hear if he was trying to remember for the other ones, but they gave away, what, 8 raffles? Oh, no, there were 6 of them, so there was 5, because each person picked a ticket, but Donnell did not.
Okay.
So there was 5 giveaways. Wes Ramsey remembered half the people who won's names.
Yes. Yes.
So I feel like if he got your name, and he messed up one, and he's like, oh, I think you're, and he's like, oh, no, that's right, with a T.
Yeah.
So he remembered.
Yes.
And I think that says a lot.
It does.
Donnell remembered someone, too, the second that she started to walk up to the table.
Yes.
He was like, hey, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because I forgot your name already. But, he remembered. So, they're people just like us.
Yes. And we got recognized.
We did!
That was, amazing.
So there was a woman standing in line that says, weren't you on JLJ Media? And we're like, yes, we were.
I think we both said in shock, yes, we were.
And she's like, I remember the 2 of you. So thank you.
That was so awesome.
Yep. So we met a girl who has met 100 soap actors.
Yes, as of today.
Yes. Today was her 100th.
That book was really cute.
Yes.
I really liked that.
And she had them numbered and where she met them, I think.
Yeah.
She had where she met them.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But it was a good time. It was a nice day out for us.
Yes. I can't wait for the next one.
I know. Now we're going to have to become groupies.
Yep.
But I feel like they were focused on giving us a unique experience and not having canned answers. And, they surprised each other with some stories. Oh! The big reveal of Maxie's crush on Curtis.
Oh my gosh, that was
I'm sorry,
so
we
cute.
can totally share that one.
Yes, because we mentioned it.
We mentioned about how Kirsten Storms, we were like, is that Kirsten Storms checking out Donnell Turner's butt as he's leaving the yoga studio? No, apparently Kirsten Storms made a choice a while ago that Maxie has a crush on Curtis.
Which is just so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. And so perfect because they are friendly towards each other, but not in a inappropriate way. It's just I'm with you.
Well,
it's just gonna appreciate that.
They don't interact. So it's,
no, they're not, they've seen each other at the nightclub, and she's like, hey, Curtis, how are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And stuff, but I like the fact that
But it's not like they're in close proximity.
She appreciates the hard work he puts in at the gym. Yes. Don't we all?
Yes. But it was just so good.
It was good.
We're just going to keep saying that.
Yes, exactly. We could probably end it now before we say it 16 more times.
But we just wanted to give you a little bonus episode because we said that we would share a little bit about the event. So like Amanda said, definitely go see it. If you have one coming to you, it's worth the ticket. You get to meet other fans.
Yes. And maybe us, depending on which one you go to.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
If that's not the highlight, what is?
These people who have been doing it for so long. Okay, Nicholas Chavez has some thoughts about his character's storyline. I thought that oh my gosh, what he said about love?
Oh my god, I was gonna turn to you and be like, did we just get schooled by, I don't know how
I don't feel like
19,
that,
20-year-old?
I don't feel like that's gonna come up again, in another, but he's just said, he's like, I feel like love is when you can fully trust the person.
And that they're gonna use that truth to their mutual advantage.
Yeah. It was basically mutual trust, but it was something about the way that he said it, and he's like, so he has the least amount of barriers up whenever it comes to Trina. He still has some, but he has the least amount whenever it comes to Trina.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know. So, that was fun.
It was.
So, hopefully you enjoy this week's recap, and don't forget to listen to the Port Charles 411s.
Yeah. Have a good weekend, wherever you're at in your schedule.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.